Hi Brian, well it's Myles here in Hong Kong, and in true form I've come up to research to record this message to you, and it's only 5 o'clock on a Friday night and they've already got the wine open, so you'll be glad to hear that some things in Hong Kong just don't change, especially in research. Anyway, I guess by now everyone else has been leaving messages, going on about what a great bloke you are, lots of sense of humour, very generous, etc. Unfortunately, we never actually saw that side of you. But anyway, it's been 18 years since we first met, and you interviewed me at Kimeng. I remember it being a very sort of weird and surreal sort of place to go around to, just working in an office full of second-hand furniture. The dealing desks were old school desks, etc. And you were telling me some story about doing an audit around at Harrods, or maybe it was Harvey Nicks in your early days as a trainee accountant, and being sent back by your boss to count the items in the window that you'd missed out on your audit. Anyway, given that you thought that that was a relatively amusing experience, I thought that maybe this guy would have a bit of a sense of humour. Kimeng was an interesting time, I think, for all of us. The airport contracts were just happening. We used to get calls the whole time about potentially building a bridge, thinking that we were some Korean engineering company. But what Brian did was, well, you did it. You built the most fantastic research team. It was ranked number 1 in Asian small companies, I think, for about 3 of the years that you were there, and that legacy lived on for another couple after you left. And it certainly was good fun working with you. It seems like quite a long time ago now. I do remember a couple of times when we had some fairly odd experiences, like when you and I went to look at some knockoff Taiwanese golf clubs and you bought a pair, and then I asked you on the Monday morning whether you thought they were any good, and you told me you'd hit a hole-in-one. I guess the knockoff Taiwanese kit actually works occasionally. I suppose my lasting memory is not necessarily the best memory, but it was one of those Burns nights when we were at the Hilton Hotel and you were looking very smart in your kilt and your Bonnie Prince Charlie jacket and all that. And I remember we had a few beers before the evening kicked off, and then the usual evening of songs and speeches went on, and you know, a few more sort of bread rolls thrown around the room, and the next thing I know, you're missing. Last thing I remember was you half asleep, or completely asleep in the men's toilet. If I remember rightly, you woke up there about 6 o'clock the next morning. Anyway, some things have never changed. Burns Night's still a bit of a hell of a night here in Hong Kong. I suppose that leaves me just to say, from the Clan McMahon, we wish you a very happy birthday, wish you very many more, and we hope to catch up with you sometime. All the best, mate. Cheers.